When we talk about an algebraic expression, this is just a collection of variables, numbers, parentheses, and operation symbols. So here we have 3 different examples of algebraic expressions. A term in an algebraic expression can either be just a plain old number, or it might be a product of a number and variables raised to exponents. So here we have 3 examples of terms. Now when we do have a term that's just a plain old number by itself, no variables attached to it, that is what we call a constant term. And when we do have a number and variables together, then the number that's in front is what we call the coefficient of the term. So we would say this term has a coefficient of -2. Now, when there's no other number there, as in this term, it's understood to be 1, because x cubed is the same as 1 times x cubed. So that means that this term would have a coefficient of 1. And you can identify the different terms of an algebraic expression by looking for the additions and the subtractions. And then you can identify the factors of a term as the parts that are separated by multiplication. So in this algebraic expression here, I see an addition and a subtraction that separate this expression into 3 different terms. So one term would be the 2x cubed y squared. The second term would be the 1/4 times the quantity of x plus y. And then the third term would be the negative y cubed. And notice that negative comes along with it. Now in the second term, we see this addition sign, but the fact that the x and the y are in parentheses with a number attached to it doesn't make these 2 separate terms. We have to think of this as all one big chunk, one big term, because of the multiplication that's going on here. So now that we've identified the terms, we can pick out the coefficients and the factors. So the coefficient of this first term, what's the number in front? It's the 2. And then what's getting multiplied together in this term? It's the 2 and the x cubed and the y squared. So we would say that those are the factors of that term. What's the number in front on this one? It's the 1/4. And what's getting multiplied together? The 1/4 and the x plus y. So those are the 2 factors of this term. And what's the coefficient on our third term? Well, remember we said that when there's no other number there, it's understood to be a 1. In this case, though, it would be a -1 because of that negative in front. So the coefficient is -1. And then what's getting multiplied together in this term? Just the -1 and the y cubed. So those would be the 2 factors.